But, like, it just puts it point blank on the paper.
Gotcha. But helpful. Cool. Which one looks more trustworthy?
Probably this one. I mean, yes. Sure.
You're not as confident, but
yeah,
probably 2A.
And same information, so I couldn't.
Yeah. It's making you just kind of go with your gut. What about this makes you think that? Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's just your gut telling you.
Yeah, I'd pick this one over this one.
Gotcha. Do you think it's based on, like, the appearance, or that it would be easier to use, or the more information?
I feel like it's easier to use. Just, like, easier to read rather than 2A.
Okay. Why do you think that something easier to use might be more credible?
Because the audience based of it, you'd want them to understand it more. So, I guess make it more credible.
Like maybe the person who made it might have, I don't know, put in more effort or wanted people to understand better,
right.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Next duo. These two. Still a lot to take in, but what is your reaction to 3B?
It's definitely harder to read. I think. Like, other than the level of confidence, this is more, drawn out than the other one. Okay. Where I wouldn't know what that meant on 3A rather than on 3B I do.
Okay. So that's easier to get, but you think the rest of it is harder to read?
Right. Yes.
And why?
Just because this graph and then how it's put on this number system at the bottom, and on this one, there's like less information here rather than on this one. So.
Mostly because of the axis, or is there somewhere else that you think there's less information?
Well, on this one, it has like CO2, CH4, and O3, and this one has them separate. So, I guess that.
Okay. Just to push you, and because you have only gotten to see this for like a minute, I will tell you that's the same information. That this stuff is all just pushed off to the side.
Okay.
It's just made less important, basically. And then where those numbers at the bottom, those are up here. They're just a lot smaller. So again, the two things you didn't notice, it's because they're smaller and harder to notice. So does that change anything, or how do you feel?
I guess it doesn't change anything. It's just put differently. Kind of makes me like this graph now more, now that I see it.
Oh, really? Why would that be?
Just because, like, on the side it has, like, CO2, CH4, and O3. Like, how it has the numbers rather than on this graph it doesn't. Like, for each variable for carbon monoxide.
So is it that you like that they're off to the side, or like that you have the numbers with them?
I like both.
Okay.
Like, they still relate to the same one, but they're just off to the side. Like, my focus isn't there. Rather, it's right here.
Okay. Do you think it's better that your focus is on these parts instead of...
Yeah, for the big picture, I think it is.
Oh, okay. It's on the recording too, but I feel like I'll miss it still right, for some reason. So, overall easier to use, what would you say?
3B.
Okay. For basically those reasons? Okay. So that basically you feel that B draws your attention differently?
Right, after looking at it.
Okay, after
I feel like it's more.
Okay. More trustworthy looking.
Right.
Of course, that's my next question. Oh, was that your answer that this one is? Or
More trustworthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
3B.
okay, gotcha. I was
Sorry.
writing, but I also thought that you're thinking really hard about
Oh,
it.
no.
I was like, okay, so 3B, more trustworthy looking. And
Yes.
why is that?
Why?
That's the harder part.
Oh, okay.
It's easier to go with your gut. It's harder to dig in. But
Right. No, just because it looks more easier to read, more credible, I guess, more professional looking, I think, too.
okay, why do you think that is?
Just how it's all laid out. It's kind of easy to, like, at first it's not easy to understand, but after looking at it, you know, I get it now, so it makes more sense.
Getting acquainted.
Right.
How do you think the use of color in each one affects the credibility?
I don't know if it affects credibility, but I don't know.
Okay, you don't think that necessarily has anything to do with it?